Alrighty, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to regularly scheduled streams here on DSPGaming. It's been a while. It's been over a week since we had some semblance of normality here. Today is Thursday, the 7th of April, 2022. And I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here back to DSPGaming for normal stuff. As you can see, the birthday festivities have ended. But it's all good. It was a fun week. It was a fun week to have those special decorations behind me. Thank you to everyone who yesterday attended the Birthday Bash 40th birthday marathon event. We'll talk a little bit about that in a bit because I'd like you to know my thoughts about that. And it was a good one. Although, admittedly, the big annoyance last week was that I had to take time away from my streams to work on my taxes, which wasn't one, not two, but 3 separate days when I could only stream once rather than doing my normal schedule. And yeah, it was a pain. It was annoying as hell, first of all. Because as you guys know, I like to be consistent. I like to have a set schedule. Not having that, it definitely annoyed me. It annoyed you because you didn't get to see Skyrim last week, right? At all. There was no Skyrim last week because of it. And number two, honestly, yeah, it set me back. I'm doing double streams for a reason. This is a business. And not doing that for several days out of necessity, yeah, it sucked. Okay? But what are you going to do? Right? It's life. We're past it. And we're now at a point where we can move forward positively because there's good stuff. We've got full-time streams back. We got new releases coming in to go into the rotation. That's going to be really exciting. So, I'm excited for this coming week, as well as the rest of April, which I would like to call Boring Month. Because there's absolutely nothing going on in the realm of game releases this month. Like, seriously, this is the deadest month after having 2 insanely jam-packed, overloaded, so many games in a short period of time, and especially lengthy ones, that there's no possible way that you could actually play and finish them all within that time frame, kind of a deal. April is freaking dead. We seriously have, like, one major release that I'm interested in playing right now. There's another release that's kind of more of a chill kind of a deal that's under Game Pass that I'm going to put into the rotation likely this week, and we'll talk about, well, not this week, but this month. We'll talk about that in a moment. There is really not a lot going on in April, all right? The good news about that is that we can play some catch-up with stuff that you guys have wanted to see. It's going to be tough to determine now even what to put into the schedule because there's been so much that either has been skipped over or I played and then I never got back to. So it's going to be interesting, challenging, but it should still be a really fun month, I feel. Okay? So, excellent, and let's talk about the schedule for the next week before we even begin with anything. Then we'll reminisce a little bit about the 40th anniversary. I keep saying anniversary. Why do I keep saying 40th anniversary? That's so weird. The 40th birthday bash that I did yesterday. I want to talk all about it because I had a lot of fun during that event, and I want to let you guys know what happened during it and kind of recap. And then we're going to talk about kind of like the future, all right? So, let's talk about the schedule. Today, Elden Ring is the main gameplay stream, which is excellent. I get to play it as a major chunk, and at this point, is there stuff left to do in the capital city? Apparently, there's a few odds and ends I missed. Right now, I was heading into an optional area that I'm now finding out I basically shouldn't even do yet because you need to complete an NPC quest line that I did not complete yet, so you can't get to the end of it. So what's the point of doing it if I'm not going to be able to do it? I'm just going to get stuck, okay? So maybe if it's worth it, at one point I'll go back and I'll do the NPC quest line. I guess I missed a doorway that would have led to that Divine Bridge shortcut that we saw many, many, many hours ago. And that would lead to the lift, and that would lead to a teleportation, and maybe to something else interesting, so we could look for that. And then we leave the capital city. Like, that's it. You leave it via the East Gate, which you already found, and you basically go out to the open world, and now you're in a whole new area of the game. We're done. We beat it. Now, the thing is, I completely skipped Volcano Manor because I was told 2 things. I was told, number 1, that Volcano Manor has a legacy dungeon, and it's very fun, and it's interesting to do. But I was also told that Volcano Manor has an NPC quest line that has to do with assassinations and invasions. And I can't do that quest line unless I've actually beaten the capital city. Because I guess some of those assassinations were past the city. Okay? So, I was told, yeah, Volcano Manor is fun to do and you could beat it right now. But if you do, you lock yourself out of the NPC quest line. You can't see the story. Okay? And so I'm kind of like, well, that sucks. Right? That really stinks. I don't want to do it then. Let's wait. So now, as of today, it looks like we'll open the gate. We'll be able to pass through and get to the easternmost portion of the map. And if that's the case, then likely what we'll end up doing is going back to Volcano Manor. I think that makes more sense. Rather than going on to all the new areas of the game that I'm going to be, you know, tackling new challenges and new locations, go back to what I missed. I don't want to miss out on Volcano Manor. Okay? By the way, I did a little bit of research into those heroes' graves. I found out they're terrible. Remember, I found 3 of them now? They're basically optional dungeons that are more complicated versions of the optional grindy dungeons you find all throughout the game. And literally, they're kind of a waste of time unless you actually know what's in there and there's a good item for your build. Like, one of them apparently is a stupid, kind of a redo. Remember early on in the game, in the very first place you start, there's a sword key door. You open it and it's that area where there's a ramp, and on the ramp there's those robots going up and down with the spikes, and you have to do all this platforming to dodge the robots. When you get down to the bottom, there's a stupid putrid tree boss, and you get a golden seed, and that's really it. There's not much to it. So basically, one of them is like exactly like that, only there's lava in it. And if you get to the end, there's another item that I'll probably never use. And it's like, this game has too much content that's kind of a waste of time. I like looking at it all and doing it all, but at the same time, now I've gotten to a point in the playthrough where I'm almost 90 hours in, and it's almost like, maybe I need to start picking and choosing what I'm doing. And I hate to say that, because at first my whole mentality was, let's wholeheartedly take on everything in the game. And now it's kind of like, well, let's wholeheartedly take on the legacy-style dungeons. I don't want to miss out on any of those available in the game. But as for these grindy side things, you know, I don't know about this. They're taking so long, and they're such a waste of time. They really do feel like a complete waste of time at this point. Maybe the exception being the mining caves, because at least those you're going to get the smithing stones. And I'm strongly considering taking up another weapon, just for variety's sake, because I've been using now this tree spear for a while. And maybe I want to do something different. Like, maybe I'll take up that, like, I've been talking to you guys about the Erdtree Avatars Club thing, so that you can get the butt stomp special attack and stuff like that. So, I don't know. But I don't want to skip Volcano Manor. Everyone's told me that's unique. Now, some people hate it, apparently. Some people say it's really annoying and just a pain in the ass. While others are like, nah, Volcano Manor's fun. You should do it. So, we'll see. But let's see how it goes today. Like I said, I think I want to backtrack a little bit. See what I missed, because apparently I did miss a way to get to the Divine Bridge. And then I want to, you know, leave the city via the East Gate, see what's out there, maybe for a little bit, and then maybe say, okay, time to go back to Volcano Manor, and let's actually do that quest line now, and do the dungeon and all of that, okay? That's what I'm thinking for today's stream, all right? Okay. Cool. Now, continuing on. Tonight, on the late stream, yes, there will be a late stream tonight. It will be the continuation of Curvy and the Forgotten Land. I'm excited for this. Yesterday, we only got to play it for about an hour at the end of my birthday marathon stream. We did do some good progress. We beat, I think, 2 to 3 stages and a bunch of optional challenges and got some upgrades done. But we definitely didn't finish the stage. And actually, from what I'm to understand, this particular world is different from the others. All the others, it's been like, okay, there's like maybe 4 or 5 normal stages and a boss fight and a bunch of challenge runs, okay? This one, apparently the end of it, the boss fight is a huge story development in the game that takes like an hour. It's super lengthy and important and interesting. So if that's the case, I'm actually glad, excuse me, I'm actually glad that we will have a chance to give it the time it deserves so we don't have to interrupt it. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see, all right? So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too for a full day of gameplay streaming, all right? Tomorrow, we're doing something fresh and new and fun, and I'm excited for this. A new game playthrough. I hope this one, honestly, will catch on, because the last time I played a new game 2 weeks ago, it didn't catch on. I played Ghostwire Tokyo 2 weeks ago, and hallelujah, it's done. I beat it yesterday during the marathon. We'll talk about that in a moment when I recap the marathon. A game that I liked and definitely had some viewer base, but did not catch on, and everyone complained about it. So, we're moving on to something new. Okay? Alright? Something new. Tomorrow, it will be the premiere of the new release for this week, the big one, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, right here on the main gameplay stream. To give you guys a little bit of background about what this game is, okay? It's a game that covers the story of all 9 main Star Wars movies. The original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the recent trilogy. What's interesting about this is I watched the hell out of the original trilogy, and I think it's a really great trilogy, albeit Return of the Jedi is a little campy, but still fun. The prequel trilogy I've seen a couple times, and I don't really like it that much. I think that Revenge of the Sith is a decent movie. Attack of the Clones is okay, but we don't want to talk about the Phantom Menace, okay? And then, the most recent trilogy. I never even finished it. I never saw the last movie, okay? So, the difference between this and previous Star Wars games is that previous Star Wars games, although they kind of told the story of Star Wars, didn't really take the narrative seriously. It was more like, okay, did you ever see the Family Guy episodes where they tackle things like Star Wars and shit like that, where it's kind of like a parody of what it's supposed to be? That's essentially what the Lego games always were. Yes, you're playing through the story of Star Wars, or the story of Indiana Jones, or the story of whatever it's supposed to be, but it's more like a campy joke, as opposed to taking it seriously to retell the story. Apparently, this game actually does retell the story pretty well, but also adds in all kinds of interesting new gameplay elements. Apparently, there's a serious combat engine in the game. It's not just mashing buttons anymore. There's actual combat in the game. People who are playing it are essentially saying they love it, that each movie constitutes about 5 stages, okay? And if you do the math, that's 45 stages in the game, and then apparently there may be some secret stuff as well. It's kind of like a lengthy retelling of the Star Wars saga with Legos and with building and with some puzzles and challenges. And of course, always in Lego, there's collectathon style stuff, right? But the truth of the matter is apparently that people really love the game. They're shocked that it's this good. They had no idea it would be this good. Although, there's all these horror stories about how Telltale Games, yes, I know there's 2 Telltale game companies, that this company apparently went through insane amount of crunch in order to finish this game, because the game is so ambitious for a Lego game. They've never done anything like this with the Lego game before. So it's great, but it's also like, at what cost, right? Anyway, so apparently, you know, the game is outstanding. And I was balancing other things that I could do also along with the Lego game. But since the game is new, makes sense to play it right now while it's hot. I have not done anything Star Wars related in a very long time. So it would actually be cool to maybe be re-immersed in the Star Wars universe for the first time in so long. And I think it's just going to be fun. I hope that you guys will check it out. Alright? Now, admittedly, I know what's going to happen. There's going to be some people who are going to say, it's a Lego game. Oh, it's for kids. I'm not watching that. Well, fine. Come and watch Elden Ring, and I don't want to hear your whining. Because we usually did the same fucking thing when I was playing Ghostwire. Oh, this game is open world and boring. It's not Elden Ring. I don't care. I'm not just playing Elden Ring constantly. Seriously, I'm not an Elden Ring streamer. I'm not a fucking FromSoft focused streamer, and I hate the whining. I'm tired of banning people. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of banning the whiners. I've had enough. Okay? So, listen. If it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. Alright? However, you'll probably go watch a Fortnite streamer for 27 hours, but you can't watch Lego Star Wars. I know. I know how it is. You're an idiot. So, do not come and complain that I'm playing Lego Star Wars tomorrow. Okay? I think it's going to be a really chill, fun time. Now, here's the thing. Some people have said, oh, it looks like a great game for chill streams. Alright, fair enough. But, let's play it as the main stream and let's see what happens. Alright? Let's give it a shot as a main gameplay stream We could play it for the week, alternating with Elden Ring, see how it does. If after like a week of doing that, we all collectively determine, man, the game is good, but maybe it really isn't good as a mainstream, we could always rotate it out and do something different. All right, there's a lot of other things we could be doing during the daytime, but I want to give Lego a shot. Lego Star Wars, that is, okay? So let's see what happens, okay? Let's see. Fair enough? All right. I'm excited for this tomorrow. I really am. And I hope that you guys will continue to check out the variety of the streams now that we're back to variety, because I'm back to full-time streaming, all right? So anyway. Oh, Kagome says, what platform am I playing on? Honestly, I don't know. Is there a difference? Does it really matter if you play Lego on PlayStation 5 or Xbox? I mean, I don't have anything to really give me incentive to play on either platform. I don't have any credits on either digital marketplace, so that's not a factor. I'm sure with a game like this, the controls aren't going to be that big of a deal. I guess you could argue surround sound. I would get true surround sound on the Xbox as opposed to the PS5, but is even that really that big of a deal for a game like this? You know what I mean? I don't know. I actually don't know. What do you guys think, I guess? I guess that's the question. The question would be, what do you guys think would be a good option for this, right? What do you think? Does anyone have any idea if there's any difference between the versions, or if it's, you know what I mean? If I don't get any input on this over the course of today, I'm just going to buy one arbitrarily tonight. I might not even care to just buy it. Fuck it. And just install it. I don't think it's really a big deal. Okay? All right. So, ladies and gents, that's tomorrow's main stream, new game. Tomorrow night, it is the return of Friday Night Fights. The return of old school Street Fighter fun to the streams. It's been 2 weeks since we did old school Street Fighter, and it's been a long time since we actually had it on a Friday night like it's supposed to be. All right? I'm happy to have it come back to the rotation. We only have about 2 months left with this game. Reason being, coming in June is the new Capcom Fighting Collection, which is going to feature a new version of Street Fighter 2 called Hyper Street Fighter 2 from back in 2006. This is a game that I played in tournaments and won major tournaments in. Okay? So I'm excited for this upcoming game. Plus, it has Darkstalkers in it as well, which is a game I haven't played in a long time. It is a fun fighting game from Capcom. But effectively, once that comes out, that's going to kill any of the attention that the 30th Anniversary Collection is getting, especially because it'll be a 4-year-old game by then. All right? So that being said, we are basically kind of like the last hurrah to see what's going to happen here with Street Fighter. But I'm excited. I like playing it every week, sharing my knowledge with all of you, and I hope that you will join me tomorrow night for that, okay? Then over the weekend, it will be an alternation between Elden Ring and Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, boom, 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 over the weekend. The night streams will then be Saturday night Skyrim, Sunday Kirby, and probably heading into the end game, but probably not finishing it yet. And then Monday night, maybe more Skyrim to end the streaming week. And as of now, Tuesday is currently my day off for the coming week, all right? So we still have 5 more streaming days, including today. Full streaming days this week. Okay? Cool. I'm excited for that. I'm happy. I hope you guys will chill with me, you know, over the course of this week. All right? Now, what else could be going on later this month? Here's some ideas. Once Curvy is completed, we're going to have a free spot at night. There's many games that can slide into that late night chill spot. We could start up MLB The Show 22, which just came out on Game Pass, and we could do that as a chill stream. Usually when I play that game, it's 100% talking and interaction with you guys as I try to play baseball and suck. So that's up to you if you want to see that added to the rotation. I'd be willing to put it in there and just interact with you guys. It would be a nice late night discussion stream, basically. Or we could go back to other Game Pass games, such as Serious Sam 4, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Maybe what we could do is alternate. Go through those different Game Pass games and play them every once in a while, you know, maybe 1 or 2 a week, then alternate between them. We could do that for late night chill stream stuff. Or we could go back to Dying Light 2. We have a million options at this point. This last 2 months have really gone crazy. You know, they really have. No, WWE is not going to be a night stream, so that's why we're not talking about it. There you go. Okay. So there you go. We'll see what happens over the course of the month. What you guys feel like doing, what I feel like doing. But we got tons of content this is a month, even though there's essentially nothing new really going on outside of Lego Star Wars, all right? There will still be tons of new content to cover here on the streams for variety purposes. Good stuff? Okay. Cool. Now, one thing I would like to draw everyone's attention to before we get on to talking about yesterday's birthday marathon and then talking about some news and stuff is this right here. As you can see, since the month started a week ago, we have made some progress towards hitting the monthly goal for subscribers. For members, all right? We jumped about 20 because we actually started off at like the 340s, all right? This is good progress. However, it's slow progress. And if you guys want to see the really unique goal that I am promising you if we hit this, which is if we hit 400 members at any point during April, we are going to do a special live reaction stream to a video people have asked me to talk about for over 5 years since the day it was created. It's called Down the Rabbit Hole Dark Side Phil. It outlines my history from my very early days as a content creator all the way through early 2017, all right? It has my highs, my lows, all kinds of stuff. Is it made to be kind of a drama video? Honestly, no. When you actually watch it, you realize it's more like a documentary, although admittedly, it does focus quite a lot on things such as the falls rather than the successes, all right? And people have asked me to react to it over the years, and I always said, nah, I'm not going to bother. I just make positive content. But at this point, as I explained to you guys, I can't think of any other ideas of things to do to make people become members of this channel because there's just not enough features available on YouTube for value. For $4, you still get a ton of features like getting a crown next to your name to show how long you've been a supporter, access to all of my emotes, ignoring slow mode, a highlighted name, both in the stream chat and in comments on YouTube, priority access for when we do things like Ask the King, which, by the way, now that we're through the non-stop crazy amount of new releases, Ask the King will absolutely take place in April. I don't know when yet. Obviously not this week. Probably not next week. But maybe around the third week of April, we're going to do Ask the King. Finally. It was supposed to happen way back in like late February, early March. It finally makes sense to get to it now. Okay? So it will happen this month. But anyway. That being said, since I've never done anything like this before, doing something like this is completely and utterly outside of my comfort zone. All right? I feel like I have a lot to add. I've watched the video, and I'm watching. I'm like, wow, okay, I remember that. Man, cringeworthy shit that I did. Wow, I'm embarrassed, and I'd like to maybe comment a little bit on that and what was going through my mind at the time and how different things are now and how different things are, you know, as a person, as a content creator. And then there's other things that I watch, I'm like, well, that's completely wrong. But that was the common misconception. Everyone believed that. But that wasn't true. But here we are many years later, and now I can actually comment on those things because they're long in the past. You see? So, I would absolutely love to do this. But I need incentive for people to become members on this channel. If this isn't incentive enough, then I actually don't know what else I could possibly do. I've tried doing as much positive stuff as I could do on this channel within my means, and it doesn't work. I tried doing different kinds of marathons, special events, setups, even doing directly what you asked for. Like you said, you have Viewer's Choice come back. We did that. Still, it doesn't get people to become a member of the channel. Okay? So, and by the way, allow me to say this. This does not mean you guys don't support the channel at all. It's the opposite. You guys are supporting this channel amazingly. Engagement. Yesterday, holy shit, the most engaged stream I've ever done on YouTube. The amount, you know, super chats, super stickers, tips on every stream, they're good. I have no complaints in that regard. It's just this members thing that I can't get over this hurdle because YouTube just won't improve it. They won't give anyone a good incentive. They won't allow there to be good enough features. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, all right, this basically is the best I can do is something outside of my comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really thought hard about what would possibly be something different, something unique that people might want to see. And I figured this could be it. All right? And if this, like I said, if this doesn't work, then I can't make members grow on this channel. It's just not possible. It sucks because I had a ton of members, or excuse me, I should say subscribers over on Twitch. And they went away, and that is consistent support that I don't get anymore, that I wish I could get back, but I can't just make people become a member when there's no features to being a member here because they don't put any effort into streaming on YouTube. They need to refocus their efforts on streamers here on their site, or they will never be a valid competitor to Twitch or anybody else. Anyway. So that being said, please consider being a member. If you're not a member, you are missing out on a lot of cool features, and you're missing out on this special event. All right. By the way, as I said, if we do this special event and it ends up working out, you guys like it, it's successful, we could do other similar things in the future as well. But this is a good starting point of trying something completely new. All right. But we got to hit the goal for it to happen. Please consider becoming a member. If you have not, there's still 34 more needed. With the amount of people we got on this stream every day, hundreds. With the amount of people who watch my videos on this channel a day, thousands. Thousands. I'm not kidding. Watch the views on the videos. Watch the overall views on the channel. We definitely, there's not 300 people who watch my content. That's not correct. Every day, there's more than that. On just the videos I upload, there's more than that. So, there's definitely potential there for growth. All right? Okay. Eternal says, well, what does YouTube lack that Twitch has? Oh my God. Are you ready? Number one, you can't use your emotes on anyone else's channel. That's a giant reason to subscribe on Twitch. I like the emotes from this channel, but I want to go to watch someone else and use them and be funny or whatever. Can't do that over here. What a giant detriment. Seriously, what a giant detriment that is. Because that's really a selling point for a lot of people. Okay? That's number one. Number two, there is no ability to give extra stuff to subscribers, well, excuse me, to members, like you can with subscribers on Twitch, and I'll give you some examples. On Twitch, when someone is a subscriber for a certain length of time, you can grant them special abilities, like you can give them a special emote that only they can use because they've been an ongoing supporter and subscriber for so long. You can't do that here. They don't have subscriber, like special subscriber type only emotes. It doesn't exist. They have those kind of features over on Twitch. And I used to have those. People used to use the different tiered emotes and stuff for being a sub for a longer period of time. Of course, there's also one huge thing. There's no Amazon Prime here. Over on Twitch, there's a program called the Amazon Prime Twitch Prime tie-in program. A lot of people use Amazon Prime because Amazon Prime is a program that, number one, you get free 2-day shipping on anything you order on Amazon. And number two, you get access to their entire giant video on-demand catalog, television shows, movies, original series. If you're already part of that program, you get a free Twitch sub. YouTube has nothing like that. Why don't they make it so that if you buy the YouTube premium subscription, so there's no ads on YouTube, you get a free Twitch YouTube sub to a channel that streams, right? It's a no-brainer. It's a literal copy-paste from what Twitch does. They don't do it. It's just dumb. It doesn't make any effing sense at all. And then, of course, the other thing that, of course, the other elephant in the room, there's no gifted memberships. Over on Twitch, gifted memberships is huge. Oh, I want to help the channel. I'll drop a bomb of gifted memberships to random viewers. Or I have friends who I interact with every day on a stream. I gift memberships to them. There's, like, a ton of missed opportunities between Twitch and YouTube just needs to basically copy what they do, and they refuse to do it. So there you go. All right. So anyway, yeah, guys, I will keep talking about this for the rest of the month. Now that we're past the birthday and everything, I'm going to start talking about this for the rest of the month. Yes, I will push for this month, but I'm going to be very honest with you. If we don't make it this month, you may not even hear me talking about memberships anymore unless they change them. Because I don't see the point in pushing something like this that you guys just don't see value in with what YouTube makes available and the type of content creator that I am. If I was an on-demand content creator and not a full-time live streamer, and I was doing exclusive edited series only for on-demand viewers, then maybe there'd be some added features that I could add to this. I'm not, and I'm not going to be. That's not who I am, and I'm not going to change who I am as a content creator to try to push some memberships out. That's ridiculous, okay? So let's see what happens this month. I hope you will consider becoming a member, if not just to support the channel in general, to let this channel grow, to try to get back to where I was on Twitch a freaking year ago when I got kicked out of the partnership for absolutely no valid reason. That's just alone you would think that there'd be people, and I think that's probably why most people are members right now, because they're like, We just want to help Phil. We don't even care about the features. But now, there's incentive, okay? There's definitely incentive, you know, to do it, to make this special event happen, okay? Okay. All right. All right, let's continue on. So, yesterday was my big 40th birthday bash marathon event, all right? For those of you who were not here, you did miss out. Man, we did a lot, okay? PreStream podcast was one of the lengthiest podcasts I ever did, mostly because tons of people kept, you know, giving me birthday wishes and supporting the stream. And I did a big reminiscing segment about turning 40 and how I remember when I was a kid, being at my godmother's 40th birthday party, and how her kids teased her about turning 40 at the time. And I look at myself at 40 and how different I feel like my life is from how hers was back then. And, you know, talking about my feelings about where I am in my life in the future. I'm not going to go into that today because I already did yesterday. There's no point in reiterating myself. But if you want to see any of that and you missed out on that yesterday, all those videos are archived right here on DSPGaming. All right. What did we do during the course of the day? First of all, we finished Ghostwire Tokyo. It took about 2 hours. But we did the final meaningful side content of the game that was story-based. Okay? And then we finished the game. Now, my overall thoughts about the game, of course, I talked about in the credits. But for those who aren't going to watch it, I'll summarize. Okay? Ghostwire Tokyo is a unique feeling game, all right, that does sadly get pretty repetitive about halfway through and ends up being not as fun as it potentially could have been because it feels like they either ran out of ideas, time, or both. All right? When you're wandering through Shibuya, Tokyo, and you're seeing the whole, like, city set up the way it is and how cool it is, because there's different boroughs. There's parts that are more like bigger buildings and shopping district with giant neon signs and stores everywhere. Then you head into a park area where it's all kinds of, you know, nice trees and shrines and things. Then you head into the more residential district where it's smaller buildings where people live and lots and things like that. One of the coolest parts of the game, right off the bat, you can start climbing buildings and hovering all over the place, which is really neat. Of course, there's no people. There's just ghosts everywhere. Enemies that you have to fight. Yokai, demons that you can find and interact with. It's a pretty interesting concept, and I would say the visuals are some of its strongest points, okay? And not only is the main plot kind of interesting, but also there's all these unique side stories all throughout the city that really don't tie into the main plot, but are still equally interesting. You know, a house is possessed, and apparently people who go near it get sucked into a black hole. What's going on? Go inside and exorcise the house, right? There's a yokai spirit playing pranks on people. Go in there and figure out what's going on with the yokai spirit, right? And they're all different. They all feel like little unique side story, sub-stories, all right? And that's good. That's actually good. I like that. There's variety in the game. And there's a lot of content in this game, too. Big open map. It opens up even more the more you play. You cleanse these shrines in the city, which opens up the map even more and allows you to traverse even further. Okay? The problem, in my opinion, with Ghostwire Tokyo is that you play it for about 10 hours, and you've essentially seen the game. Outside of a few unique boss fights that do take place near the end of the game, you've seen everything once you unlock all the combat styles and all of the talismans. You have a weapon wheel that has 3 combat styles, wind, fire, and water. And then you get talismans that will do certain things to the ghosts, like stun them, weaken them, distract them, or give you cover so you can sneak by them, okay? Once you got all this, you've got everything. The game never changes the combat system. You don't get anything else. The game never really challenges you any further. It's just, oh, tougher enemies, so just keep tossing down talismans, pounding them with the abilities. Tossing, pounding, block. It's basic. It works early on, and then kind of gets very boring near the end. By the end of the game, I was like, man, this combat engine, really, they could have done a lot more with it, and they basically just gave up. It feels like they did. They, like, threw in the towel halfway through and said, that's good enough. So, I had fun with the game, and in fact, the ending was entertaining because the bosses were unique, you see? But, after just under 20 hours, I think I played about 20 hours for my playthrough, I'm glad it's over, honestly, because it was dragging out and not being so interesting near the end anymore. There was a ton of side content I skipped, because even though the side content is interesting, it's completely disconnected from the game. Imagine you're playing Fallout, but all of a sudden you're finding all these missions on the map that have nothing to do with what you're doing in the game. Oh, this person has a Nuka-Cola factory, you know, kill some monsters in it. Oh, this person is building a car, so get them the parts they need to get the car, and then they can drive across the wasteland. And then once you complete the mission, they drive into the sunset, you never see them again. This person over here has something else going on. That's exactly how the side missions are in Ghostwire Tokyo. They're not really directly connected to anything going on in the game, with the exception of one side quest line that the game actually tells you when you're about to start the final mission. Oh, you got to do this now or else you're not going to be able to do it. They're all disconnected. It's nice at first, but then once you realize it really has nothing to do with it, it's kind of like, well, it's kind of lost, it loses its way, you see. So for me, all right, I like the game, but I definitely feel like this game could have been, I'm not kidding you, twice as good. If it had more uniqueness, more enemies, more effort, more combat engine done. It's like it's a half-developed game. It still works as a game, but it really feels like they kind of finished it halfway and just said, all right, let's wrap it up. Just keep using the same elements to finish the game rather than continuing to add new features, and it makes it kind of feel dated and falls on its... Not dated, but repetitive. That's what I was looking at. It makes it feel repetitive after a while, okay? So I'm happy that, honestly, I'm happy I beat it yesterday. Because there were so many people who just were not interested in it at this point. And now that it's done, I can move on to other stuff. I hope Lego will pick up tomorrow. Lego Star Wars, okay? So we did that. We beat that. We did a little bit of Skyrim. And admittedly, I wish I had more time to do more Skyrim. I was going to try to play 90 minutes or more. But my food for Feasting with the King showed up quick. Usually when we order food for Feasting with the King, it takes a while. For some reason, this was like here within like 20 minutes of when I expected it to be here. Like, whoa, shit, it's here already. So we only got to play for about an hour. The cool thing is we started up a new quest line. And this quest line is regarding Oblivion Gates, which is neat because that's from, obviously, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. This is apparently Creation Club content that was added for the Anniversary Edition, so it's all new mission stuff. And it was fun. It was actually a cool hour of new stuff I'd never seen before. A new dungeon that looked unique and different. And I'm actually looking forward to continuing that this weekend, okay? So there you go. Then we had Feasting with the King, which was great. Feasting with the King was Hawaiian barbecue, and without spoiling, because, man, if I tell you exactly what happened, it would be a big spoiler. Basically, overall, it was enjoyable, and it surprised me. Let's put it that way. For various reasons, there was a lot of surprises in that episode. So if you didn't see Feasting with the King yet, go give it a look right here on DSPGaming. It's a good episode for sure. And I think you'll learn a lot about Hawaiian barbecue if you don't know anything about it, because I didn't know anything about it, and by the end of the episode, I was like, wow, I just got an education, man. Okay? Then we played Elden Ring. Yesterday's Elden Ring stream was ridiculous. In an hour and a half, okay, I basically finished up most of the stuff in the capital city, including multiple bosses and steamrolling who's supposed to be the big boss of the city. And yes, it's a combination of factors. The combination of factors is number one. Yeah, at this point, I know I'm over-leveled for the city because I did other side content. At the same time, I'm going to be honest here. It seems like some of the optional bosses in the game, as well as some of the normal enemies in the game, are way more challenging than the story bosses. This is the dumbest story boss. He was easy as shit. And I'm like, and I didn't even use any advanced tactics or nothing. It's like, okay, here's a strategy that's worked the whole game. Let's try it. Oh, look, steamroll. What the hell? But I just fought an optional boss that I found in the city that was way cooler than the story boss, more challenging than the story boss, and was super enjoyable. Took me about 20, 30 minutes to beat him, but I loved the fight. It was really cool. I actually enjoyed myself a ton. Then I get to the main story boss, and it's like this. Well, why is it like that? The more I play this game, the more I realize something. They didn't balance it at all. They just didn't. They threw a bunch of shit at the wall, and some of it stuck, and some of it didn't. But whatever stuck, they just left there. They didn't even want to see, oh, does this make sense here or here? No. Does it make sense to have a challenging boss in the basement of the capital city that when you beat him, you get 100,000 runes? Right? But then you fight the story boss of the area. He's easy as piss, and when you beat him, you get 100,000 runes. It doesn't even make sense. None of it makes sense. It really feels like they got a situation here where they had so much content to cram into this game, they didn't have enough direction on where to put it, how to scale it properly and place it, and it just ends up being unbalanced and weird. It's harder to get through the capital city and get to the boss than fight the boss. The boss is a fucking pushover. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But anyway, that being said, we got lots more to do today, but it was in that hour and a half, it was a lot done, okay? A lot of progression and stuff that people were waiting for to see, and they got to see it. So that was a good hour and a half of Elden Ring yesterday. And then, the final gameplay portion of the stream was Curvy and the Forgotten Land. As I've already stated, we got pretty good chunk, about an hour into the 6th world, but the 6th world's a little bit different than the others. I'm looking forward to more of that chill fun tonight. And then, the final conclusion of the birthday marathon was me trying out my birthday cake, which, by the way, first of all, was made from scratch by my wife. It was absolutely outstanding. Super delicious. I can't wait to have a piece every day, but I cannot have a giant piece like that every day. I gotta have a little piece every day because I'm getting older. I can't be eating that shit every day. There's no way. Okay, I can't eat a giant piece of fucking decadent cake. But I am excited for more cake. I absolutely am. Now, in general yesterday, the birthday stream was likely one of the best ones I've ever done in regards to feedback, people enjoying it, in regards to engagement. At one point, we had over 700 likes on the stream, which was absolutely amazing. I've never had that many before on any stream on YouTube. 700 freaking likes is pretty damn cool. All right. And, you know, contributions were outstanding. We had, I think it was between anywhere from 7 to 10 new members. You know, super chats were off the charts. Probably one of the biggest super chat days I've ever had on YouTube. And tips were ridiculous as well. So everything was good. Everything went well. People had fun. I had fun. We had progress in all of the games. I'll be honest with you guys. I think I did the right thing because I feel like if I had done Game Pass stuff, would it have been fun? Yes. But then today we would have went back and said, well, now we got to finish up Ghostwire. And, you know, and now it's kind of like back to stuff people don't really care about that much. So I'm happy that today we're getting back to stuff that people are interested in, you know. So everything went great. I don't have a single complaint about the marathon yesterday. I thought it went extremely well. Thank you all who attended. Thank you all who are now watching those videos on demand. Please remember, if you weren't here live, you could still help by liking the videos, leaving comments on those videos. That helps tremendously as well. So I hope you will do that. And thanks to everyone who contributed. More likes than viewers. How's that possible? Because the stream ran all day. The stream ran all day long. When I do my content, it's a variety of viewers because it's a variety of content. There were people there that were just there for the intro, the PreStream podcast. There were people who stuck around for each individual game but then left, and then more people came for each game. This is not a static audience that, oh, we started out today with 400 viewers and we ended today with the same 400 viewers. That's not the case at all with my streams, okay? It's the complete polar opposite. So over the course of the day, getting that many people to come watch and like was pretty awesome. It was a really good feeling. It was a great way to spend my 40th birthday, let's put it that way. But man, was I beat. Just to give you some perspective of what happens behind the scenes here of me streaming. So I finished. I had to go throw out the rest of the cake because I couldn't finish it. I was stuffed. Then I had to take down all the decorations behind me, pop the balloons, move all that stuff, move this stuff back, reposition it, keep using the camera to see that all the stuff was back behind me in the proper position so that I could do my stuff today normally. Then I had to upload all those videos. So I didn't really finish in this office. Oh, by the way, I also had to do the schedule and the audio schedule. Yeah, I didn't finish in this office for at least another hour after I'd gone offline. All right? And then, of course, after that, I got to take a shower and shit. I got to take the trash out. It was like, dude, my day from 10 a.m. when I was in here till after 10 at night was work without a break, basically. Pretty crazy. But it was a good day. It was a good day overall. It was entertaining. It was fun for everyone. I'm glad I did it, and thank you guys who attended and supported it, okay? Awesome. Okay. Now, I got a few pieces of gaming news to talk about today, all right? And then we are going to do shout-outs and Q&A. Okay. First announcement, which I really don't see this one as a big announcement, although apparently some people do. Remedy Games has announced, this is the same studio behind Alan Wake, Control, Quantum Break, and a bunch of other games, okay? They are remaking Max Payne 1 and 2 as modern games in a modern gaming engine with the backing of Rockstar Games, because Rockstar actually owns the rights to Max Payne now, okay? Some people are incredibly excited about this. Me, not so much. Why? Well, first of all, I played Max Payne 1 years ago. I thought it was a good game. It's not, like, it's definitely dated now. You play it today and you're like, okay, I can understand why maybe this was so exciting at one point, but at this point, it's not very exciting anymore. It's very outdated, you know? Still fun, though, to kind of mess around and see gaming history. But people have asked me ever since then, will you play Max Payne 2? And I was like, oh, I'll play it if you guys want it. And no one really asks for it, you know? Like, that's what I mean. It's kind of like Max Payne, does it have a place in history? Yes. But in 2022, is anyone really caring that much about Max Payne? Eh, not really. So to me, when they announce, oh, the collection is coming out, they're remaking them with amazing graphics or whatever, I'm kind of like, okay, I'll play them. But I'm not in love with this announcement or anything. But some people seem to be really all over it. While others are like, wait a minute. Rockstar? A lot of people are turned off to Rockstar now. Because Rockstar, you know, let's take a look at what they did in the last decade. Grand Theft Auto Online, re-releasing Grand Theft Auto 5 7,000 times. Red Dead Redemption 2, okay, that was a high point, right? And the GTA collection, which a lot of people absolutely hated and said that it was a cash-in. They could have done a lot better job. So when you look at the work they've done in a decade and you say there was one good thing, a lot of people are skeptical and thinking this is just going to be a shitty rehash and it won't be worth buying. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right, we'll see what happens. But they announced it. A big announcement that came out this morning. Activision Blizzard has announced they are going to take all of their Q&A testers, all right? These are the people who test all of their games, looking for bugs, issues, things that need to be fixed, things that essentially make those games ready for market. It's a very hard job, and by all reports, Q&A testers are some of the most underpaid, mistreated workers in the gaming industry. That essentially they just kind of get kicked around, and a lot of the times when a project is done, they get laid off, and now they have no job, instead of actually being taken on as a serious, you know, employee of a company, okay? Well, Activision Blizzard has announced that they are firing all of their QA people. I'm kidding. No, they're not doing that. They did the actual opposite of that. They said, we have decided to take 1,100 QA testers and hire them as full-time positions rather than just the kind of temporary contract work that they've always traditionally been. We are changing the industry. We want QA to be as important as any other employee of our company. And not only that, they're raising their pay to $20 an hour. $20 an hour is a lot of money for that kind of work. All right? So it's almost like Activision said, we are, I said Q&A, it's QA tester, not Q&A tester. I said Q&A tester. Okay, QA tester, quality assurance tester. Obviously, I know what it stands for. All right? So, that's pretty darn good. You literally took your quality assurance and said, it's not important, it's contract work, you lay them off when you're done, pay them pennies, and you flipped it to, it's one of the most important things we can do, full-time hirings, $20 an hour, value those employees. That is a great move. Are they only doing it because they've had insane amounts of bad press in the last year? Likely yes. But still, it's a good move. Like, I don't really care why they're doing it. What I care is that they're doing it. So, good. Maybe now, Activision Blizzard games will be better. I mean, take a look at the debacle of them re-releasing Warcraft 3, right? And how insanely bad the game was. Everyone said, we don't understand. Typically, Activision Blizzard games, when they come out, are outstanding, polished experiences. And this thing is, basically, it's a really big, stinky diarrhea dump. It's nasty. It's festering with bugs and issues. No one obviously cared about this product. How did they release this when usually their quality is way up here? Now it's down here. So maybe what they've decided to do is actually care. I don't really care if it's because they want to get better face because of all the scandals and the bad things going on with them. I'm just happy that they're doing the right thing for their employees. So that's good news in the gaming industry. And for that, I will give 2 thumbs firmly up. Good job, Activision Blizzard, for the first time in many years. You did something good. You know, every once in a while, you got to get something right, I guess. Okay. Outside of that, I don't really think there's anything too notable going on in news. I saw a few news snippets here or there. Nothing too super exciting or anything like that. If anyone has anything they want me to talk about, let me know here. Just tag me in the stream chat and say, hey, what about this story or that story? I've been following the news. I haven't seen too much big deal stuff coming up. But let me know what you think, if there's anything that I missed, okay? Let's do some shout-outs in the meantime. Let's do the YouTube side first. We start off today with Rebel, who has re-upped his membership for 8 months in a row and says, it's been a minute, but happy birthday and congrats, Phil. Thank you very much, Rebel. Good to see you here today, and thank you for the ongoing support. Freaky Fred, with a very generous $20 super chat today, says, keep up the good work, Phil. I've been watching from the clouds for a few years now. Keep going, brother. Thank you very much to Freaky Fred for the very generous super chat. Kevin Bernstein is here today. Tips me did a $2 super chat, and he says, happy birthday, Phil. Wish you the best on 40 years. Thank you. Then he also did a super chat, and he says, you know, I want to gift a sub to Derek, Carlos, Guts, and Black Lady. Black Lady Walking is the person he's talking about in the chat. And there you go. As I said, I know that if there were gifted memberships here on YouTube, there would be a spike in memberships on my channel. All right? I'm not expecting it, but I just know historically, people who watch my stuff tend to be generous people who want to help out others. And sometimes it's not just about directly supporting the channel, although it is. A lot of people, you know, okay, I want to help Phil, I'll tip or whatever. Some people say, oh, I want to help the greater good. Not only am I going to help Phil, but I want to help out other people who watch Phil's content too. So let's do some gifted memberships or gifted subs, right? People used to drop those bombs all the time over on Twitch, and now you can't do it. It's been a year I've been on YouTube and you can't do it, right? It's such a missed opportunity. It's like YouTube kind of sitting here and they're like, people tell me they want to give us money. All we need to do is create a very simple avenue by which we could accept said money. I wonder if we should accept money. Like, what? No. We must do stupid TikTok ripoff videos. Dun, 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 dun. And the thing is, actually, I got a couple messages over the last month. People basically, I'm not even kidding, one person basically begging me, saying, Phil, if you want your channel to succeed, you've got to do YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts are the only thing that YouTube is focusing on right now. They're literally ignoring everyone else who uses their site. There's big-time content creators that realize this and have started doing YouTube Shorts just because it's the new trend on YouTube. All right? To which I respond, I'm not going to do anything with my phone and do my IRL videos and shit like that. So the question is, what YouTube Shorts would I do? Well, it would have to be little clips taken out of my content. But guess who can't make those clips? Me. I'm not allowed to. They don't let me clip my own videos. The clips are actually from you guys. Now, how does it work? I don't know. Can you guys make clips of funny moments from my videos and then I can highlight them or make a YouTube short out of them? There's literally nowhere in fucking YouTube that explains the process. I'm serious. So, unless you guys make clips and somehow I figure out how to integrate that into my channel, I don't even know how to fucking do it. You know? So, it is what it is. You know, if people get an idea of how to do it, or you want to send me some information on YouTube Shorts and how to do it, I'm all ears. Like I said, I'm open to criticisms now. This is a constructive criticism. I don't understand how to do it. There's nowhere in any of my pages, my dashboard, there's nothing there about it. It's as if it's a completely separate process, separate fucking thing that they created just to rip off TikTok. Literally to rip off TikTok. It's not like we want to do better than TikTok. They just copied their fucking idea. So without knowing, right, how to use it, I don't even know what else to do. So I'm all ears. Anyone want to let me know about that, please let me know. Okay, but outside of that, there's not much I could do. And I really wish that they would enable gifted memberships here on the channel. They promised as much about now. Yes, it's actually been over 6 months since YouTube made their post last fall and said, we're bringing all these improvements to our live streaming, and they have not implemented a single one of them. If you want to talk about over-promising and under-delivering, you could take a great example from YouTube, because they do this shit all the time. They get your hopes up just to let you down. They don't follow through with their promises. Will they ever implement half the changes they even talked about? Who fucking knows? It's sad. Okay, Anso Kamaru has become a member for 8 months in a row and says, happy birthday, brother. I saw you had loads of fun. Indeed I did. Yesterday was definitely a great marathon event. I really enjoyed it. All right, now we're going to swing over to the tip side of stuff. Our first tip from today is from someone named Cisco. Let's go ahead and get Cisco up on the leaderboard. Let's see what they have to say. Okay. Here we go. All right, Cisco. First of all, thank you for the tip. First tip of the day, biggest tip of the day so far. He says, I've noticed that your live chat is not included in the videos that you post on YouTube. Is there any way that you could turn this option on? Okay. First of all, I'll be honest with you. I'm sure there is. All right? I'm sure there is somewhere. I don't know how. I never looked into it. My video archives are not what you're thinking. When you watch my video on YouTube, it is not from something that was from YouTube. I record them myself. Okay? Right now, I'm broadcasting through broadcasting software, and at the very same time that I'm broadcasting, I'm recording. Okay? I manually record my streams into digestible portions. You got the pre-stream podcast, and then you got an hour of gameplay each. Later in the day, there will be a daily wrap video at the end of the day to summarize everything that I did and talk a little bit about the next day coming up. That's my content, and it's all digestible videos that I personally manually record. When you watch someone with a video on YouTube that has the chat, that is the archive of their stream on YouTube, unedited, with the chat included. It's a different product entirely. It's through YouTube, not through capture software. Okay? So is it viable? Could I do that? Yes. But if I did that, it would also include things like all the music of the pre-stream, all the commercial breaks. It basically wouldn't be a, how can I say, digestible product. Okay? Now, is there ways for people to cut out, or excuse me, for me to cut out the filler crap? Yes. And it's insanely time consuming, and it doesn't even work properly. Because I've tried using YouTube's video editor before, and when you try to use it, it errors out, it has problems, it takes hours and hours. I've had times, oh, I want to edit a video from a live stream archive. Okay, let me take an hour out of it. Oh, it took 17 hours to process. I'm not kidding. This has happened before. Okay? It's not very viable. In addition, YouTube has this issue. When you have a stream that's longer than 4 hours, it won't let you edit it anyway. So the only way that I could have the chat on the screen for my videos would be to have the raw stream in its entirety live on YouTube with the commercial breaks, with the music, with everything. I don't really see value to that, being honest. I prefer to have the digestible videos up on the channel, separated, and cut out all the crap in between. That's always what I've put up on YouTube, and I'm in a unique situation, and here's why. Okay, unlike most people who are full-time streamers on the internet, full-time content creators who do streaming, I started off as an on-demand video creator almost 14 years ago. All right, for as many people that watch my live streams daily, there's actually more people who watch my videos on demand after the fact in an ongoing digestible form in a playlist. They've done this for years. I have many, what I like to call my silent majority of viewers, who just watch my content as on-demand content on YouTube because they've always done so. Okay? They come back when there's a big playthrough. They watch it on demand. They don't care about the stream chat. They don't care about the chat interactions. They don't care about any of the shit in between. They just want the gameplay in order. Boom, 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 boom. That's what they're here for. Okay? That's essentially my focus when I upload to YouTube. I have two audiences. The live streamers, the live streaming viewers right now, and the on-demand watchers later. And they are absolutely separate audiences, although there is some crossover. I hear all the time, oh, I just catch all your videos on demand, or, oh, I watch all your streams live. I hear this all the time, okay? So, if I were to leave a version of the stream live on the channel with the chat intact, that would basically be duplicating content. I'd have the streamlined videos, but also the live stream as well. Now it's up there twice, you see? In addition to that, let's be honest here, there are people who literally are attention-seeking idiots. We know this. This is the internet. Not everyone's smart. A lot of people are really fucking stupid. If the stream chat was archived in the video, we would have exponentially increased attempts to troll the chat, because these people would think, oh, look, if I troll DSP's chat, I will be in his video immortalized forever on the internet when I said something stupid in his chat. Okay? Sure, we have moderation. Moderation is not going to catch every little thing immediately. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So, and by the way, this is exactly the reason why many years ago I turned off comments on all of my videos here on DSP Gaming. It got so bad to the point where people were just leaving insulting comments just to get noticed. Look at me, everyone. I made a toxic comment, and now some idiot who makes negative videos about Phil reads his comments and makes videos about the negative comments, and now I'm a star on the internet. Yes, this actually happened. This is not exaggerated at all. This is literally what was happening. Is I had 90% negative comments on all my videos from idiots trying to get noticed, okay? It got so bad that people who were longtime fans contacted me and said, turn off the comments. We can't take it anymore. We'd rather have no comments than being bombarded with toxicity every time we click on one of your videos. That's why I turned them off for almost 5 years. The only reason I turned them back on is because I have the ability to curate the comments now. This is a process that they created over the last like 3-4 years when I didn't have comments, that the comments all come into a queue. First of all, they're auto-moderated, so anyone saying stupid, nasty shit, racist stuff, they're gone. That never will show up. But then there's other comments that I can choose to approve or deny based on the content, and of course there's nasty trolling shit in there that I don't approve. So the comments now get to actually be positive and fun on my videos again, all right? The problem with Stream Chat is it's live. You can't just sit there and curate every comment. You can't. You gotta let a free-flowing freedom happen. That's some of the nature of an open discussion on the internet. You want it to have some kind of give and take. Yes, you want people to say silly stuff. It all is part of it. And we have rules, and we have moderators, you know. But for the most part, the stream chat is under control for now. But I guarantee you, if we included the stream chat in the videos, all of a sudden, whoa, bot account here, bot account there, nasty racist stuff, nasty insulting stuff, blah, 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 just to make it chaotic so that it's basically completely worthless and it makes the videos look stupid. So essentially, Cisco, I bet you've watched many other people who are full-time streamers have the chat comments on their videos, and it was perfectly fine, no issue. Sadly for me, I don't get the same freedoms as other people. I don't. I've actually had my freedom to make certain kinds of content taken away from me because of the amount of shithead trolls that I get on the internet. This is one of those cases. If I had way less idiots trying to fuck things up for me, I probably would keep the chat on the screen, and I can't do it. It's that simple, okay? An anonymous tipper has tipped me $1.50 and given me some hints about Elden Ring. Let's see what they have to say. Hold on a second. Okay. There is a boss in Elden Ring you can only do when you do Vare's quest line, the guy by the Rose Church, by invading 3 people. I'd recommend doing it. It's pretty easy to do, and you don't have to win the invasion. That someone had told me that, but someone had also told me that if you choose not to do the invasions, that later on in the game, you could do it anyway. And it's an alternate path to doing it. And that's kind of why I held off on it, because I didn't really care too much about invasions or dicking around with them. There's so much content in this game. It was like I could just keep playing it, and eventually if we get to the point where maybe we could do it the other way, we'll do it. So, unless that's incorrect and you want to correct that, that's what I was told. Okay. All right, Ali Corny, you're now getting timed out, and if you continue down this dumb fuck path, I'm just going to ban you. You're incredibly obnoxious. You're derailing to my chat and my streams. I don't want you in here saying nonsense anymore, and if I see it again, you're gone for good. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Malcolm has tipped me $2. He says, happy 40th birthday. Thank you, Malcolm. He says, I also turned 40 this year. I have a larger gift for you, but I'm going to save it for the Skyrim After Dark stream. All right, well, thank you, Malcolm. Now, so Skyrim returns to the late streams Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night. And then after that, it should regularly be in there in that rotation, okay, of late night streams starting on Saturday night. Fair enough? Okay. Cool. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. All right. So. Did we get everything? Just want to double check. I think we did. Lego Star Wars is a mainstream game. If we play it for a few streams and people determine it's no good for a mainstream game and we want to make it a late night stream after Kirby ends, we can, but then we got to find something to play as a mainstream game. I'm putting it as a mainstream game for now because it is a lengthy game and because it's the hot new release of the week. So there you go. Okay. All right, guys. Now's your chance. If you have questions, comments, anything you'd like to toss my way here on the pre-stream, now would be the time before we begin with Elden Ring. So let's do it. Tag me and ask me some questions. Let's get some topics going, and if it's boring, then we'll just start with the game. Have I talked about playing Stranger of Paradise? Yeah, I talked about that. I'm not playing it. It's a ripoff of FromSoft games. Absolutely. It's Final Fantasy combined with a ripoff of FromSoft games. The story is a joke. The best part of the game is essentially the gameplay elements, which are fun. But outside of that, it's not a very good game. I'm playing Elden Ring. Why the hell would I play a knockoff of Elden Ring when I'm playing Elden Ring? That would be pretty stupid, so I'm not playing the game. I have not seen the Halo TV series, and I probably never will. Can I play a game? No, I'm not allowed. Legally, my hands are tied. I'm not allowed to play games anymore. I don't know if you guys knew that. No, I've never played RuneScape, and I don't know anything about it. No, I don't need a Pepe emote. I had one at one point over on Twitch, but I don't think we ever brought it back here for some reason. People didn't ask for it. Okay. What are some of the custom wrestlers I'm going to make for WWE? I'm just going to make a version of me. That's what I usually do, is I make a variation or a version of me. There was one year where I didn't, because you had to make 2 characters, and so I made 2 original characters instead. But usually I just create myself, and I go through my career mode with that. Bungie is suing YouTube for copyright strikes. Are they? If they are, good. So YouTube needs to be held accountable for having a broken copyright enforcement system. Their DMCA takedown system has always been faulty, and the bottom line is YouTube doesn't improve it because no one makes them. If someone makes them, they will. But people just, oh, well, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. Well, when the hand that feeds you bites you, bites you, bites you, bites you, bites you, and now you have no limbs, and you're just a nubby guy bouncing around like this because you can't move because you have no limbs because it bit your fucking limbs off, and you kept saying, okay, I'll just don't bite the hand that feeds me. I think maybe it's time to do something about it. Okay, maybe it's a little exaggerated, but I'm just saying it's pretty annoying that the system has been so broken for so long and no one forces them to fix it. Ryan Wilson, I have no idea what you're talking about. That's literally all spoilers for Elden Ring, and I don't know what you're speaking of. Okay. Will I be wearing a lucha mask in WWE? I have absolutely no idea. Maybe. Maybe I've gotten ugly enough I need to wear a lucha mask. Then again, what's the point of creating yourself in the game if you can't see your face? Right? Majin says, if you consider playing older gen games instead of constant new releases, maybe for chill streams, I think people would be consistent retro night. You mean like Skyrim? Or all the Game Pass games that we were playing for a while there and that we seem to go back to? We do that. The thing is, we have had a 2-month marathon of insane amount of new releases that there was no way I could cover them all because they were all so lengthy. That's the situation we're in. If it were any other time of year, yeah, there'd be retro stuff and stuff thrown in there. So yes, I do that. I already played Doki Doki Literature Club years ago. Full playthrough, including the secret ending. Devin says, what game have I played this year so far would I most recommend to others? Ooh, most recommended game of the year. Out of the games I've played this year. Oh, man. This is a hard question because as much as I like Elden Ring, I actually don't think Elden Ring is a game that I would suggest to someone who hasn't played other FromSoft games. I'm serious about that. All those idiotic reviewers who said it's the most accessible FromSoft game don't even know what the word accessible means. They're complete idiots. It's literally a fan service game. Maybe Horizon, only because Horizon Forbidden West is much easier, but still has a challenge to it, has a great story, has a ridiculous amount of content, and some of the best graphics I've seen. Oh, alright. Here's one. For those who like challenge and want something unique, Sifu. Absolutely. Sifu is a really well done game for what it is, and if you master the combat system, it's incredibly rewarding and fun. Sifu probably is the most original game I've played this year, and I really like it. Elixification wants me to play Body Count again. I can't believe he remembers the game. Am I going to get the new PlayStation service to play older games? Only if there's older games we decide we want to play during a certain month or time period, then I would get it. But why on earth am I going to play a monthly subscription fee for stuff I'm not going to use, right? That would be pretty stupid. No, Malcolm, I'm not getting a lucha mask. We have more than enough hats right now for the stream. The point of wearing a hat on the stream is that it's silly, but it doesn't intrude or impede my gameplay. Wearing a lucha mask, you won't even hear me speak. And I won't be able to freaking comfortably breathe. So the answer is no, I'm not wearing a lucha mask. Wow. Yes, eventually I will get back to the Forgotten City. I don't know when, but we definitely have to do that final ending. Apparently it takes about 1 to 2 hours to do. So maybe, you know, randomly, as I was just saying, once we finish up with Kirby, we have potential to figure out different things we want to do on late night chill streams. Maybe what we could do is alternate between Game Pass games. And one late night chill stream could be finishing Forgotten City. One could be let's play Serious Sam 4 for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like we could do stuff like that. Yes, the cake last night was absolutely great, Guts. My wife had made that cake from scratch for me, and it tastes absolutely amazing. I can't wait for more later today. Just no more giant pieces for me. Only small pieces for 40-year-old Phil. And we're tackling, oh my god, Professor Brains, we're tackling Volcano Manor today. Ugh. We literally talked about this for a big segment earlier. I said, we got to finish up whatever's left in the city. I don't know what's left. I think we got to get to the Divine Bridge, which we missed somehow. And then we got to exit from the right. Once we do that, likely yes, I'll probably go back to Volcano Manor and at least initiate the quest line there, if not the dungeon. I don't actually know how to start the dungeon. I just know that there's a quest line there that we could start. So, but yes, likely that's what we're going to work on today. Unless we somehow get distracted again, which could possibly happen, yes. Are members active in all territories? I don't see any link in the chat. Link in the chat, Bernard says. I don't know if there would be a link in the chat. Here's what I'm going to do, Bernard. So I just typed the shortcut into the stream chat. What that's going to do, it's going to post up a link in a minute. Nightbot's going to pick it up. All right? And when Nightbot picks that up, click on that link right there. And that link should take you directly to the page where you can become a member to my YouTube channel. I'm staring at it right now, and it's playing my video. It's literally playing the video that I created for it, okay? If you can do it from there, then it's available in your territory. If you clicked on that and nothing happened and it errored out, then it's not available for you, okay? That's the best way to figure it out. Fair enough? Okay. Haseo says, what's next on the masks? A King Ghidorah mask in honor of the dragons of Elden Ring you've been slaying? What? Haseo, I have no idea what you're talking about. An anonymous tipper tips $1.50 says, why haven't you tried online content of Souls games? I don't mean summoning other players, invasions, or letting other players summon you. You get great rewards. It's pretty fun. You're missing out on a major part of the game because you don't get great rewards. In my experience, it's not pretty fun. And everything you just said is incorrect. The few times that I tried it, like in Dark Souls 2, I seriously tried it. It was lagged to fuck. It was completely broken. It wasn't fun in any way. It was completely unbalanced and a joke and not meant to be competitive. It was just stupidly dumb. And the rewards were shit. There was no reason to do it. That's why. Like, is it nice that the component's in there? Yeah, but historically, they get it wrong every game. They haven't literally once in one game had a good PvP system. It's always been, well, just accept it's going to be completely broken. People are going to backstab you facing the front of you. They're going to have this move that hits you for 700% damage and stuns you, and you're like, there's blood squirting out of every orifice and feces exploding out of your mouth, and then you just instantly die. That's PvP in fucking Soulsborne games. So why bother with it? They really haven't improved it. Every time I've tried it, it's been shit. So why would I bother with it? You know, I'm not saying that if there's demand for it during this run, I wouldn't eventually try it, but it doesn't seem anyone really cares. It's just like, yeah, most people who play it are now agreeing that it's still broken. People find broken builds and abuse them. Right now, apparently the worst thing is bleed. That there's these bleed abilities that just do hit a huge area of effect, and it doesn't matter if you're dodging or not, they still hit you, and then your health goes, duh-duh-duh-duh. Oh, wow, that's fun. That's really competitive. So why bother with it? Okay. I'm not afraid of online. I have more important things to do than fuck with a broken online system that everyone says is broken. You know? It's like saying, well, you're playing a game, has insane amounts of content. You've already been playing the game for a month and a half to 2 months, and you're not even near the end of the game yet. Oh, but there's another mode of the game that everyone says is broken and sucks. Were you going to try it? What? No, because I have logic. How about that? Because I'm a logical human who likes to make the best of his time. I don't like to waste my time. I don't have enough time to waste. All right? I'm 40 years old. I can't be wasting my time. I'm going to be dead soon. All right? Oh, that is a test of my fire alarm system. Do not be alarmed. I knew this was actually going to happen today. There's someone going around the different units here testing the fire alarm. You may hear that a couple more times. It's good. It's actually good because where I live, it's units that are all together. Like they call it a triplex. So it's my home and 2 homes on the sides. If any of our homes actually get set on fire, that alarm will set off in all 3 homes, so we know to get the fuck out, which is good. Very good. So he just tested it, and it worked. I don't know if it might go off again. So if it does go off again, don't be alarmed. I know it's a shrill sound, but it worked. Good. Okay. Do not be alarmed at the very high-pitched alarm. It works. It's the all employees alarm. All employees. All employees. Paseo says, a good thing that was today and not during the birthday celebration. Yeah, it was just a complete chance. Complete chance that I was told that it was going to be today. And they said it was probably going to be between 12 and 2. I didn't know when it was going to happen. So it happened right now before we started gameplay. So that's kind of cool. It might go off like one more time in the next few minutes, and that should be it. Do I think I give trolls too much attention on my streams? I don't barely ever talk about trolls. When do we talk about trolls today besides very narrowly mentioning why I don't do certain things, which is just a cursory mention, and we move on. Very nice. What Nintendo game am I most hyped for? Shit. See, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that I'm hyped for any Nintendo games right now. You want? Okay, here's the games I would want out of Nintendo right now. A new Mario. Any new Mario. And I don't even care if it's like a side-scrolling 2D Mario, a 3D open world Mario, just a new Mario. Alright? I wish there was a new Mario. There's no new Mario right now. Mario Kart. I wish there was a new Mario Kart. There's no new Mario Kart. Instead, they're just re-releasing Mario Kart for the Switch with a bunch of DLC tracks, right? Any of those things would be great. Zelda, supposed to come out this year, delayed till next year. So. All right, hold on one second, everyone. I just want to make sure that everything went fine with the fire alarm. I'll literally be back in a minute. You missed it. They blasted it 2 more times. Like, oh, my ears. They were testing it. You know, they wanted to just come in the front door just to hear what was going on. And in here, I was like, yes, it's going on in here. I can hear it. My ears are killing me. But yes. Anyway, okay. The fire alarm test is now done. There we go. Okay. All right. Any last questions before we adjourn the PreStream podcast? I know that was an interruption. Any last questions before we adjourn the PreStream podcast and start up with Elden Ring today? Since I turned 40, have I been napping more? No, but I told you guys, in the last couple of years, I noticed whenever I have a heavy meal like dinner, then I get tired right after. I really do. And I never used to be like that when I was younger. And now definitely when I eat a big meal, I get sleepy afterward. And it's probably just has to do with getting older, you know. But outside of that, no, I don't nap all day. Silly. Did I enjoy commentating Street Fighter in the past? When did I ever commentate Street Fighter? Very rarely. Maybe like 2 tournaments, if that. Very short tenure of ever doing anything like that, so I don't know what you're talking about. I guess that's it. I guess we'll get started, huh? All right. All right. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's jump into Elden Ring. See what's going on. See if we figure out what we want to do today. I'd love to do Volcano Manor, but let's see if that's what's logically what we're doing and go from there. Fair enough? Let's end this podcast. Right now! Ah!